In a time long past, when the earth was still young and humanity walked in harmony with the heavens, there lived a man named Enoch. He was more than just a shepherd. He was a seer, a man whose mind soared beyond the limits of this world, seeking the mysteries hidden within the vast expanse of the skies. One day, as Enoch meditated atop a high mountain, the heavens opened before him. Angelic beings, radiant with divine energy, descended from the sky. These were the messengers between the divine realms and the mortal world. They came not with peace, but with grave warnings. "Enoch," they spoke, their voices like the roar of a mighty wind. "Humanity has strayed from righteousness, blinded by greed, lust, and forbidden knowledge. A storm is coming, a storm that will sweep away the sins of the earth. You have been chosen to be our witness and our messenger." Enoch's heart trembled as the weight of the vision pressed upon him. He understood that his life had been leading to this moment, and the peaceful days of the past were gone. Ahead lay a journey filled with trials, testing his faith and strength. From that moment on, Enoch became the prophet of a coming storm, a voice for those seeking light amidst encroaching darkness. His mission would take him to the far corners of the world, where he would witness both the beauty of creation and the destruction wrought by humanity. As these angelic beings ascended back to the heavens, Enoch gazed down upon the villages below, where people lived unaware of the coming doom. He knew his journey had just begun, and that it was his duty to deliver the message, no matter how difficult the path ahead. The earth held its breath as a magnificent yet terrifying sight unfolded. The Watchers, once glorious angels of light, descended from the heavens, their radiance casting long shadows upon the earth. Their leader, the mighty Azazel, towered above them, his presence both commanding and fearsome. They landed on the peaks of Mount Hermon, the ground groaning beneath their feet. At first, their arrival awed the people, who saw them as living gods. The Watchers brought new skills and knowledge, teaching humans the secrets of the stars, the mysteries of the earth, and the arts of metalworking and warfare. Music, art, and craftsmanship flourished under their influence. But this knowledge came at a heavy cost. The Watchers craved the pleasures of the mortal realm and soon began to walk among humans not as teachers, but as rulers. They took human wives, and from these forbidden unions came the Nephilim, beings of immense strength and terrifying size. These giants were wild and uncontrollable, disrupting the natural order. They roamed the earth like ravenous beasts, devouring everything in their path and waging endless wars. The harmony of the world was shattered, replaced by chaos and destruction. Enoch watched with sorrow in his heart, witnessing the suffering caused by the Watchers and their monstrous offspring. He knew this was just the beginning of the trials he would face, and steeled himself for the journey ahead. A journey that would lead him to confront the fallen angels and bear witness to the unfolding apocalypse. The Watchers, once radiant beings of light, had fallen from grace. Their hunger for power and earthly desires surpassed even those of the mortals they once guided. Azazel, their cunning leader, saw humanity not as fragile creatures in need of guidance, but as tools to fulfill his ambitions. Azazel spread powerful, forbidden knowledge among humans. He taught them how to forge weapons of war and revealed secrets of magic and cosmetics, stirring in them a thirst for vanity and deception. He twisted the wisdom of the stars into tools for control and manipulation. Under Azazel's influence, humanity grew darker, greedier, and more violent. Wars erupted across the land, fueled by newfound weapons and rivalries. The Watchers watched from the shadows, feeding off the chaos they had sown, but their most grievous sin was not the knowledge they gave, but the unions they formed. The Watchers, intoxicated by earthly desires, took human women as their wives, breaking the sacred laws that separated the celestial and mortal realms. From these forbidden unions, a new race was born, the Nephilim. These giants, towering over humans, possessed immense strength and insatiable hunger. They spread across the earth like a plague, consuming resources without restraint and leaving famine and devastation in their wake. Forests were trampled, rivers dried, and villages crumbled beneath their feet. Enoch, witnessing these events, felt a deep sense of sorrow and urgency. He saw how the Watchers had twisted the beauty of creation. The Nephilim, who should never have existed, were destroying the balance of the earth. The world spiraled into darkness, but Enoch knew his journey to confront the Watchers and the forces they had unleashed was just beginning. The world, once vibrant and full of life, had become a place of ruin. The Nephilim roamed the land unchecked, leaving destruction in their wake. The rivers ran red with the blood of those who dared to oppose them. Villages vanished overnight, consumed by the Nephilim's monstrous appetites. The earth groaned under their tyranny, its beauty ravaged, its bounty drained. Chaos reigned, and all creation mourned the corruption that had overtaken the world. The cries of the suffering reached the heavens, mothers weeping for their children, farmers lamenting their ruined fields, and warriors falling in battle against insurmountable foes. Even the animals fled in terror. The earth itself cried out for justice. Storms darkened the skies, seas raged, and the ground shook, seeking to swallow the evil that had been unleashed. Nature rebelled against the destruction, but its fury seemed insignificant compared to the devastation wrought by the Nephilim. Enoch walked through this desolate world, witnessing the suffering and despair. But in his heart, he carried hope, knowing that the Watchers and the Nephilim were not beyond the reach of divine justice. In his meditations, Enoch received a vision of the heavens, where forces of light and darkness clashed. He saw the Watchers, chained and bound, awaiting judgment, and the righteous angels, ready to restore balance. A voice, filled with power, spoke to him, assuring him that the time of reckoning was near. With renewed resolve, Enoch rose from his solitude. He knew the trials ahead would be great, but he would not falter. He would journey to the ends of the earth, witness the fall of the Watchers, and confront the forces that had brought the world to the brink of destruction. The cry of the earth would not go unanswered. Weary from his travels and burdened by visions of a world in chaos, Enoch sought refuge in a hidden valley, a peaceful haven untouched by the devastation. As he prayed for guidance, a brilliant light pierced the canopy of leaves above. From the heavens descended a majestic angel, radiating otherworldly beauty. Enoch felt a tremor of awe and reverence as the angel touched the earth. "Fear not, Enoch," the angel Uriel spoke, his voice soothing yet powerful. "You have been chosen for a great purpose. You are to witness the hidden realms and carry a message from heaven to earth." Enoch bowed low, his heart filled with humility and gratitude. "I am your servant," he replied. "Show me the way, and I shall follow." Uriel extended a hand, and as their fingers touched, Enoch was lifted into the air. The earth below shrank until it was but a distant memory, and they ascended through the clouds, leaving the world behind. They passed through a veil of shimmering light, and entered a realm beyond human comprehension. Enoch gazed in wonder at the celestial landscape, fields of radiant flowers, rivers of liquid brilliance, and towering spires of unimaginable beauty. "This," Uriel said, "is but a glimpse of the realms beyond your world. Here, the divine order reigns, and the balance of creation is maintained." Enoch's mind raced as he took in the sights around him. Enoch saw the seraphim, the angels attending the throne of God, and the cherubim, guardians of sacred knowledge. He witnessed the thrones, radiant beings who upheld the very structure of the universe, and the dominions, who kept the forces of creation in balance. As they neared the heart of the celestial realm, Enoch was brought before a throne of unimaginable brilliance. He fell to his knees, overwhelmed by the presence of the divine. A voice spoke, resonating through every fiber of his being. "Enoch, you have been chosen to carry the knowledge of these realms back to the world. The time of judgment is coming, and you will bear witness to the fall of the wicked and the salvation of the righteous." Enoch's heart swelled with both fear and purpose. He had been shown the celestial realms, but now he knew the weight of the task before him. He would return to the mortal world, not only as a prophet, but as a messenger between heaven and earth. As they descended back to earth, Uriel's voice remained with him. "You are not alone, Enoch. The heavens watch over you. Your words will be the light that guides the faithful through the coming darkness." Enoch's feet touched the ground once more. The peaceful valley was unchanged, but Enoch knew that he was forever altered. He was no longer just a shepherd, no longer merely a man. He was the bearer of a divine message, and the fate of the world rested on the journey yet to come. Guided by the angel Uriel, Enoch descended into a realm shrouded in darkness. The oppressive atmosphere was thick with dread, the air cold, and a howling wind echoed through the cavernous landscape. This was a realm of judgment, where the rebellious watchers faced the consequences of their actions. Here, the fallen angels who betrayed their divine duty are held captive. As they descended deeper, the sight before Enoch grew more terrifying. Vast caverns stretched in all directions, their walls etched with strange symbols. In the depths of this prison, Enoch saw the Watchers, once majestic beings, now twisted and contorted, writhing in agony, bound by chains of shadow and fire. Azazel, their leader, stood at the center, chained to a towering rock. His wings were clipped, his eyes filled with rage and despair. "Enoch," Azazel bellowed, "you have come to witness our torment, but know this, your world will share our fate." Enoch felt a chill run through him, but he stood firm. Uriel, standing beside him, spoke with calm authority. These angels chose their path. Now, they must face the consequences. Enoch saw other fallen angels being dragged before a tribunal of celestial beings. Each watcher's crimes were recounted, and the judgments were swift and severe. Some were cast into fiery pits, their screams piercing the air. Others were bound in chains of darkness, their forms fading into shadows. The sight filled Enoch with sadness. He had known the watchers had fallen from grace, but seeing their suffering was a stark reminder of the consequences of defying the divine order. As they ascended from the prison, leaving behind the tortured cries of the fallen angels, Enoch carried a heavy burden. He had witnessed the depths to which even the highest beings could fall and understood the gravity of their crimes. But he also knew that the same darkness that had led the Watchers astray lurked in the hearts of men, and the battle between good and evil raged within every soul. Leaving the prison of fallen angels, Enoch and Uriel ascended into a realm of pure light and beauty. The heavens opened before him like an endless tapestry of stars, each shimmering with unimaginable brilliance. "This, Enoch, is the realm of the stars," Uriel said, his voice filled with wonder. "You have seen the struggles of the earth and the rebellion of the watchers, but now you shall witness the delicate balance that governs all creation." They flew through the cosmos, passing through clusters of stars and vast galaxies. Enoch's senses were overwhelmed by the beauty and scale of it all. He saw stars being born in fiery explosions and others fading gently into the coldness of space. "The universe is a living entity," Uriel explained. "Every star, every planet, every particle of matter is connected by the divine order." Enoch's mind raced as he took in the wonders of the cosmos. He realized that the Earth, with all its struggles and conflicts, was but a small part of a much greater design. Enoch began to understand that the Watchers had sought to disrupt the balance of creation by bringing forbidden knowledge to humanity. They had introduced chaos where there should have been harmony. But now, Enoch had seen the order that governed the cosmos. He knew that humanity's place in it was both fragile and precious. Finally, they arrived at the heart of the celestial realm, a place where time seemed to stand still. Before them stretched a river of light, brighter than any star, flowing like liquid fire through the heavens. "This, Enoch, is the lifeblood of the universe," Uriel said. "It is the source from which all things flow, the heartbeat of creation. You have been granted a glimpse of the divine mysteries, so that you may return to your people and show them the path of righteousness." Enoch now understood that the struggle between good and evil echoed throughout the cosmos. The balance of creation depended on the choices made by every being. With a final glance at the river of light, Uriel guided Enoch back toward the earth. Though the world had its share of darkness and pain, Enoch now carried with him the knowledge of the cosmos, a reminder that even in the darkest times, the light of creation still shone brightly. The celestial splendor of the heavens gave way to a darker, more foreboding realm as Enoch and Uriel continued their journey. The vibrant hues of the stars dimmed, replaced by swirling shadows and ominous clouds. "Enoch," Uriel said, his voice heavy with solemnity, "you are about to witness the unfolding of destinies, the visions of the end times." A swirling vortex appeared before them, a gateway into a realm where time and space twisted together. Enoch felt a disorienting sensation as they plunged into the vortex, his mind struggling to grasp the fleeting images of chaos and destruction. And then, clarity struck. Enoch saw the earth engulfed in flames, cities reduced to ash, and mountains crumbling. The sky roared with thunder, and fire rained down from the heavens. Oceans rose with violent fury, swallowing entire continents. The cries of the terrified echoed through the chaos. At the center of the devastation, Enoch saw the Nephilim wreaking havoc upon the world. But even in their savage glory, Enoch could see that their power was waning. The Nephilim, once invincible, were now riddled with disease, their flesh decaying. From the heart of the storm, a figure emerged, the Son of Man, radiant and terrible in his majesty. His eyes blazed with righteous fury, and his voice thundered across the heavens. The Son of Man raised his hand, and with a single command, the forces of darkness were thrown into disarray. The Nephilim crumbled to the ground, their monstrous forms reduced to dust. The faithful were gathered together and led into a paradise, a realm of peace and abundance. Enoch saw the earth renewed, cleansed of its corruption and violence. Cities were rebuilt, and the land flourished with life. Harmony returned to creation. And yet, as Enoch marveled at this vision of renewal, he saw another truth, a deeper, more troubling cycle. He witnessed humanity, once again, being tempted by power and forbidden knowledge. He saw the rise and fall of civilizations, the eternal struggle between light and darkness repeating itself. The end times, Enoch realized, were not a single event, but a recurring pattern woven into the very fabric of human existence. Every generation would face its own moment of judgment, and the fate of the world would depend on the collective choices of its people. As the visions faded, Enoch emerged from the vortex, his mind reeling from the weight of what he had seen. The future of the world, of humanity, was fragile, constantly teetering on the edge of destruction or salvation. Enoch knew that his mission was not just to warn of the coming judgment, but to remind the people of the choices they had to make. Each person, each generation, held the power to tip the balance, to choose between light and darkness. The weight of the visions still lingered in Enoch's mind as he stood before the final revelation. Amidst the cycles of destruction and renewal, a figure emerged, a beacon of hope, a guiding light in the darkness. It was the Son of Man. "The Son of Man," Uriel said, his voice filled with reverence, "is the chosen one. He is the righteous judge, the embodiment of divine justice and compassion. He will come at the end of days to restore balance to creation." Enoch gazed upon the figure, awed by his radiant presence. Though his form was that of a man, there was something timeless and eternal about him. Uriel continued, "The Son of Man was with the divine from the very beginning. He will return at the appointed time, not as a conqueror, but as a judge. His role is to bring justice to those who have suffered and to deliver judgment upon those who have brought chaos and evil into the world." Enoch watched as the Son of Man descended from the heavens, surrounded by a host of angels. He carried with him the weight of divine authority, yet his presence was not one of fear, but of righteous power. With a voice that shook the heavens and the earth, the Son of Man called forth all beings to stand before him, both the righteous and the wicked. His gaze was unrelenting, seeing through every deception. Those who had walked the path of righteousness were welcomed into his presence. The light that radiated from the Son of Man bathed them in peace and joy. They were rewarded with a paradise of eternal life. But for the wicked, the Watchers, the Nephilim, and all those who had embraced chaos and evil, there was no escape. The Son of Man's judgment was swift and just. Those who had spread corruption and violence were cast into the abyss, a place of eternal darkness and despair. As the judgment was completed, Enoch saw the earth transformed. The wicked had been cast out, and the righteous lived in peace. The world was reborn, free from the corruption that had plagued it. Harmony returned, and the world, in its new form, reflected the divine order that had once been lost. The Son of Man represents the hope that lies at the heart of creation, Uriel said. Though the world may be tested by darkness, the Son of Man will come to restore what has been broken. He is the embodiment of divine love and compassion, a reminder that justice will prevail in the end. Enoch, humbled by what he had witnessed, understood the profound truth of these visions. The Son of Man was more than a figure of judgment. He was a symbol of hope, of renewal, and of the promise that no matter how far humanity might fall, redemption was always within reach for those who chose the path of righteousness. A great silence fell over the heavens as Enoch and Uriel stood before a scene of cosmic significance. The final judgment was at hand, and the fate of every soul hung in the balance. Before them appeared a brilliant light, a radiance so powerful that it eclipsed the stars themselves. The divine throne materialized, and Enoch felt a tremor in the very fabric of existence as the presence of the Almighty filled the cosmos. The angels bowed in reverence. And then he appeared. The Son of Man, the righteous judge, descended from the highest heavens, his countenance blazing with brilliance. His eyes were filled with both compassion and justice, and his presence commanded the attention of all creation. As he took his seat upon the throne, a wave of power surged through the universe. Before the Son of Man was opened the Book of Life, containing the record of every soul's deeds. The time had come for each soul to be judged. The angels summoned the souls of the departed from the four corners of the earth. Enoch watched as each soul approached the throne, their lives laid bare before the Son of Man. For the righteous, there was peace. They were bathed in warmth and lifted with joy. They were welcomed into a paradise of eternal bliss, free from suffering. But for the wicked, the Son of Man's judgment was swift and unyielding. Their deeds were recounted, and the darkness in their hearts was revealed. They were cast into the abyss, a realm of eternal darkness and torment. Enoch's heart swelled as he witnessed the righteousness of the judgment. Creation had been corrupted, but now balance was being restored. As the last of the souls stood before the throne, Enoch saw the earth transformed. The wicked had been cast out, and the world was renewed. Fields bloomed with life, rivers flowed with clear water, and forests teemed with the sounds of returning life. The final judgment was not just the end of an era. It was the beginning of a new world, cleansed of its corruption and restored to its original beauty and harmony. "This is the fulfillment of all prophecy," Uriel said. "The Son of Man has brought justice, and the world has been restored. But remember, Enoch, that this is not the end. The cycle of life, death, and judgment continues. The choices of every soul ripple through creation, and the balance must always be maintained." Enoch nodded, understanding the gravity of Uriel's words. The final judgment had brought justice, but the future would always depend on the choices of those who lived within creation. As the heavens returned to their natural state, Enoch felt a deep sense of peace. He had witnessed the final judgment, the ultimate triumph of good over evil, and he knew that his role as a witness was complete. The earth had been given a second chance, and the light of the Son of Man would continue to guide those who sought righteousness.